This is Beach Talk Radio.
Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all ships at sea. This is your captain speaking, Mean Gene. Mean Gene. The following will be a test of the ship's whistle, the sonar alarm, the cable alarm, and the atomic attack alarm.
Hello, America, and welcome to the #1 radio station in all of Fort Myers Beach. Beach Talk Radio. Here are your hosts, Kim and Ed Ryan.
And a good evening, everybody, and welcome to a Friday happy hour show. My name is Ed Ryan. This is Kimberly Starkweather Ryan, and we are the hosts of the #1 radio station, even though it's not a radio station, and you can't listen to us on any radio ever. But we appreciate you all being out there, and we appreciate you guys supporting the show, watching the show, tuning in for the guests, tuning in for our Saturday show, Wahoo Willie's, the Monday night show with the mayor. And we want to thank you for buying all of our new goofy things. We have this. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet. This is going to be unbelievable. This brand new. I just picked these up today. And I know you guys are going to say, ship it to me, but we've already sold like 8 of them today. And then we have tomorrow. And then, of course, people are going to freeze their nuts off on Sunday when we clean the beach, because Lee County sent out some kind of notice that they were opening up 2 warming stations. What?
I just want to make sure
They spelled it right?
Yeah. Well, if you did it.
Well, I sent it over to them. I hope they have a spell checker. But we'll have these hoodies. It's the first time ever we've had everything in stock, from the white long sleeves to the yellow shirts, the yellow army shirts, to the hoodies and the cups and the hats. So everything is here if you want to come by. They have a great band coming up at 6:30 called Brill Cream. My guess is that's probably an older kind of band, like they're going to play 50s and 60s.
Well,
Brill Cream is probably not a rap band or something like that. It's probably going to be older music, but it's
what was your first clue?
The Brill Cream, a little dabble do ya.
You
remember that
switch
jingle?
Seats. Yeah, you switch seats. I don't like this seat.
I switch seats?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You always sit here and I always sit there.
No, that's not right.
Yep.
I'm always on the end because I have to have control of the controls.
Nope.
So
I don't like this hitting me in the side of the face.
I see. What's hitting you in the side of the face? The camera? I see. Why? Because it's what? Your hair looks fine. Everything looks fabulous. A couple of things we wanted to talk to you about. The beach cleanup on Sunday is going to start on the south end. We're going to meet right on the beach by the big Carlos Pass Bridge. I'm not really 100% sure if that's public access or private access, so I hope we're not getting on anyone's property. But we're going to be right at the bridge there.
I don't know where you're going to park down there, though.
Well, there's a whole bunch of condos down there, thanks to Chris and Ginger Weber hooking us up, and Dave Nussbaum, and even Eddie Rude's helping out down there.
I just don't want people to be looking for like public parking, because
no, there's no public parking down there. If you go on our Beach Talk Radio News website, you can see where there's places that are helping us out with the parking down there. But the earlier you get there, the better it's going to be. I'll be there nice and early as usual. And we're going to have...
Are you going to sleep down there the night before?
No, we're going to have bags, and we're going to have gloves, and Keep Lee County Beautiful has dropped off a bunch of supplies. We're going to have waders if you want to go in the water.
No way. We got those?
Yeah, they were donated to us from people across the country.
I'm definitely putting on a pair of those.
Oh, I got to get a picture of that.
Yep.
I mean, how will your hair look if you're in a pair of waders? I mean,
it'll look fine. It's not going on my head. It's going on my legs.
Okay.
Are they chest waders or just hip waders?
They look like, no, they weren't chest waders.
Okay.
They went up
I mean, I don't think you need to go that far in.
No, but you could see from the pictures that Chris and Ginger sent over that there's a lot of stuff in I don't think they're called mangroves, but whatever it is, I
think they do, and I
brush.
think we went through them.
Yeah, so that's going to be Sunday starting at 9 from 9 to 11, and we hope we'll see you out there. And then we have the Saturday show at Wahoo Willie's tomorrow, and the interim town manager is going to be on for the whole hour at 11 o'clock. So if you have questions for the town, you have questions for the town manager, the interim town manager, they're going to be here for 5 months, that company, then you should come to Wahoo Willie's tomorrow. And that's going to be from 11 to 12. He's going to be on the whole hour. And, of course, the mayor's show is Monday night at 6 o'clock. So if you have any questions, You can always send them in, Ed Ryan, the editor, at gmail.com.
Is he still talking to you?
Yeah. Why? Did I do something I wasn't supposed to? Thank you.
I just always
think when people get elected, then I say things that offend them. And so far, Dan hasn't been offended.
You say stuff that offends lots of people. But
and I have been,
far, so good.
Right. I have been harping on him about the Bayside Park and about the bathrooms and the whole thing. But he's let it roll off his back, and he's been great. He was actually thinking he was trying to come on tonight with Adam Botana.
Oh, nice.
But Adam had
with us?
Yeah, but Adam had a prior engagement or whatever. Yeah. And he couldn't make it. So for some reason, Dan wanted to bring Adam on. Well, Adam's been great for the beach. That's why. I think
Mayor Allers just has the best personality and demeanor. Stays calm, cool.
Yeah. Are you comparing him to anything or anybody, or are you just saying that?
Can I just not put it out there that that's my opinion and leave it at that?
Every once in a while, you have an opinion, which is nice. The other thing that we wanted to talk about, to make sure you guys knew what was going on is...
I'm sorry, that was a picture of a guy and it was his mugshot and he was just smiling like a crazy lunatic in it. It's weird.
Is the scammers. We want to make sure that you avoid... She's having a hissy fit before the show about going through the...
Since 5 o'clock this morning.
She comes running out.
Really... Listen,
you see this page? You see that page?
I know I shouldn't take it personally, but when I see someone take our picture and our images, and then they're like, "We want to welcome all these new members and get your shirts," and it just, it really, really.
And sometimes, I probably delete 25, 30, sometimes 50 a day that pop on our page and put a link on there for you to buy a hoodie or something, but. There are people that
Can't Facebook come up with some kind of algorithm? We can put people on the moon. You can't do that.
You would think. I think a lot of people that follow us now know that those links underneath any posts that we make are fake. And hopefully, I haven't heard of anybody recently that's fallen for it. Back in the beginning, even I fell for it. Like, oh, this guy's so happy to have a shirt, and I was like, oh shit, that's not really
and
somebody
I want to thank all of you and those of you who go on those pages and make it known that it is not what it's supposed to be. I do appreciate it, because I just sound like I'm ranting and raving. So.
Right. So thank you guys for helping out with that. We only have one page. You'll notice that the other pages don't have 74,000 followers.
And
that's your first clue.
I will say that very often, I know this is the case for one of those pages. There was a woman on there that was like, somebody please tell me how to get rid of this page. They've taken my mother's identity as the admin. So, the person that's listed may not actually be the person that's doing it. Most likely isn't, but
right.
I appreciate it.
And I have made sure not to, well, I did it once this week with the Woofu page, not to put a link underneath my original post. So we have the shop. The shop is almost 100% done. I had 2 hours of training today for our shop. That's how close we are to just having the shop on our Beach Talk Radio news page, where you can go on. You can buy a hoodie. You can buy a white shirt. You can buy a yellow shirt. You can buy a cup.
Marie, if you're listening.
And it goes through the whole, you can buy from PayPal. You can use your credit card, the whole thing. And
so when I brought it up, it was not a good idea. But
I've never said it wasn't a good idea, but I'm the one that has to execute all of the behind the scenes stuff. You just need to sit here and make sure your hair doesn't look like it's flat on your head.
That's not true. I do all the research and I do the math.
Well, I'll give you that. You do the math. So that's almost done. Hopefully next week it'll just be all on that page. But anyway, folks, enough about us. We have guests that are more important than anything that we do. We have guests, and we need some kind of help is what we need. We need to hire somebody. They're just picking up shit. And all right, so we're gonna invite our first guest on. Samir from Homebound is going to join us, and I'm not even going to try and say your last name. So
it's Malvia.
Malvia.
But I'll forgive you, no problem.
It wasn't that bad. So it's Homebound. Tell you were at the town council meeting this week, also making a presentation, and tell us what Homebound is.
So Homebound is a home building company that's focused on rebuilding homes after natural disasters. And so we got our start in 2017.
Now, you see, you got really close there. So you want to back up a little because you're really there you go. Okay, perfect.
I
Perfect.
think I
Go
have a
ahead.
voice for radio, hopefully not a face, but
I have a face for radio. I don't know why I'm on
but
Facebook.
Home got its start in 2017. One of our founders lost their home in the Northern California fires.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and
He just said that.
and when he dug into the rebuilding process, he's realizing what a lot of people on the beach are realizing right now, that you're getting the runaround, you're having to talk to a lot of different people. The insurance process is opaque. There's price gouging, and it's just generally a really difficult experience. And so he thought to himself, he'd started several companies in the past, and he thought to himself, I'm either starting a company to solve these problems, or I'm selling my lot, moving on, and forgetting this ever happened.
Mm-hmm.
And out of that, Homebound was born. And what we do is we try to bring everything that a citizen needs to rebuild under one roof. So we start with an insurance consultation. So we have a colleague of ours who advises clients on how to unlock the maximum value from their policy. To be clear, we're not a public adjuster, which is an advisor in that regard. And then we take clients through pre-construction, architecture and design, general contracting, move-in, and warranty service afterward. And my favorite part about it is that this whole experience is powered by a tech platform. So for any client that works with Homebound, they can be anywhere on earth or at their primary residence in Michigan, for example, and they can log into homebound.com. They can see their schedule, their budget, pictures of their site. They can make their selections. And we recently launched the ability to build your home online, similar to the way you build a car online. So we're very excited about that and really excited to be here in Fort Myers Beach.
So you went to the town council meeting to present to them. And what was the reason for that?
I'd spoken to a couple council members and they said there's a public forum. I've spoken to a couple council members and they said there's a public forum and that we should go introduce ourselves. One of the things that we've realized after mobilizing to 5 natural disasters now is that the public-private partnership between the local government, the citizens, and just everybody involved is really important. And so we wanted to present ourselves to the town council, introduce ourselves and let them know that Homebound is here and prepared to help.
So have you been able to help somebody or anybody yet on Fort Myers Beach?
So I've been here about 2 weeks now.
All right.
And so first and foremost, thank you everybody for their hospitality. But we've been meeting with clients on the beach. So we've met with, I think, probably 15 or 20 clients so far. And they're at various stages in the process. And so right now we're developing our architectural plans. And so they're offering their opinion on those, which we want to solicit the public's feedback and make sure that what we're designing is appropriate for the community. We've got a couple clients that are going through an insurance consultation, but it's still early days.
So I'm sorry. I'm slower than she is.
No worries.
I'm not really following what you do. Like
Okay.
are you a builder?
Yes. So we're
Okay.
a builder.
All right.
And so we take people all the way from the time they lose their home,
Yeah.
all the way through the time they move back into their new home.
So how are you dealing with the 50% rule down here?
Ultimately we're waiting for a little bit more. We're learning just like everybody else.
Yeah.
And so we're seeing a lot of clients that have their insurance payout or have determined that they need to rebuild from the ground up.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the clients that we're working with first. And our approach is really to develop a series of floor plans that are tailor-made for the community. And we have plans that range in square footage from 1,000 to about 2,200 square feet with different exterior elevation styles. And those clients that are deemed to need a total rebuild, or even those clients that, could renovate, but really want to make sure that they're able to elevate their home so this doesn't happen again, we're working with them as well.
Mm-hmm.
When you say you make them tailor-made for the beach, the floor plans, is that really in reference to the elevation, or is that
we're trying to keep,
something different?
No, one of the things that came up at town council the other day is that, this is a very unique beachy coastal community. And we want to make sure that we're preserving the vibe of the community, but also making sure that, everybody's home is a little bit different. We don't want to build the same home 60 times on the beach. So what we do is we have different floor plans with different elevations. We have 3 different elevation styles, all kinds of different color options, all kinds of different interior packages. So it really and so it's not only elevating the home, but there's a coastal style, very coastal style architecture that we're developing for this community.
And I think that is really, really important to folks on the beach. At least that's what I've heard a lot about is they want to maintain the uniqueness. They don't want everything to be cookie cutter down there. When you say there's different elevations.
Yes. Elevations meaning the exterior style.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the actual physical elevation of the home will be determined by the permitting office.
Okay.
And we're looking at about 12 feet right now, 12 to 14 feet off the ground to make sure that, we're hurricane resilient.
And is that 12 to 14 feet? I mean, there's sort of like this technical with the vertical or a horizontal. What?
Yeah, so it's 12 to 14 feet up. And that's above, that's the first floor level above sea level. And then, of course, there's the setback issue, which is being debated hotly right now.
Yes.
But I know that the LPA is going to be discussing that later this week, and so
And then underneath can be just like park your car,
exactly.
put your toys and stuff,
I don't know how much toys you're gonna be able to put. I think that's something that's still being debated as well. But we're prepared for whatever the town council, the LPA, and the permitting office will allow. We're tracking that very closely through the FAQs online, and we'll be making sure that every home that we build adheres to the local code.
Now, if a home is built up,
Yes.
now that helps protect it obviously from flood.
Yes.
What about wind? Do they also come with
Yes.
storm shutters and the whole nine?
Every homebound house comes stock with what I'll call the hurricane package. So there are
There's a hurricane
the
package.
hurricane impact windows, all of the requisite strapping from a brand called Simpson to make sure that the walls are all strapped together. And really we want to build a hurricane resilient home so that this doesn't happen again. So
Right.
we're making sure that we're following local code, but then going a little bit above that as well to make sure that these are resilient homes and that this community doesn't have to go through something like this again.
Now, I know you were talking about how the company got started, and it got started after a fire, not after a hurricane. So how was your entry into the hurricane?
So this is actually our second hurricane. So we've mobilized to 6 disasters. Our hurricane experience is actually in the Bahamas after Hurricane Dorian, which was several years ago. One of my colleagues, Ian, who better be listening right now, he
I just feel for people whose name is Ian.
I agree.
I
agree. Can you? Yeah.
I was thinking maybe we should maybe whoever they are, should pick a different kind of way to label the hurricanes. Maybe it should be numbers or letters or because names. And then if you my mother's name is Donna, that was a big storm back in the day. I don't know.
Actually, if you met my cousin, I remember my colleague Ian. Sometimes he feels like cousin, but if you met my colleague Ian, it would actually it would be appropriate.
Representative.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry,
okay.
buddy.
So this is you've been down this path before that
yes, we have. Yes, we have.
Door.
So we've done. This is now our 6th disaster. We've done 3 fires in California. We did Hurricane Dorian, and we're currently working in Colorado, Boulder, Colorado, after the Marshall Fire there. So we've got about 50 to 60 projects underway there. And when this disaster hit, we started visiting here, and we're really captivated by the spirit of the community and our ability to help. And we have several team members who actually have family members who are in this area that were impacted. And so for us, it was a real no-brainer to make the leap and come here and try to really support the rebuilding efforts. And we want to be a resource to anybody that we can be a resource for. And I personally relocated here about 2 weeks ago, so
wow,
very excited to be here. And
are you building a home here? Or you're just a temporary?
It's funny. Somebody told me the other day that this town would grab me, and in 2 weeks, it really has. And so I keep telling my colleagues every day that it's only a matter of time before I buy it. Before I build myself a house out on that beach. It's beautiful.
So now with the now it went right out of my head. As far as the architecture, what kind of different designs can people get?
Yeah, so like I said, we have 5 different floor plan options, ranging from about 1,000 square feet to about 2,200.
But I mean, the exterior, can it look like a cottage, or you can do wood plank, or what options do you have?
So we have a coastal cottage.
Okay.
We have a coastal contemporary, which is a little bit more modern, but still keeps the beachy vibe. And we have a coastal farmhouse, because farmhouse seems to be very popular. But all of them, again, are going to be
farmhouse.
Going to be siding.
What does that look like? The farmhouse one.
Some board and batten siding, and but they're all going to have nice outdoor space. They're all going to be up to hurricane code, and it's a really beautiful product. I wish I could show you on the air what it looks like.
I know. Well, if he had been able to load some pictures up, but he wasn't ready to do that.
But for anybody that wants to see, we're happy to meet with them on site and send them some materials on us. But
right.
I know. It came back to me.
Wait. Jan,
I lost a minute.
The name of the company is Homebound. We got to keep reminding people that might tune into the show later that the name of the company is Homebound. Is it homebound.com?
Yeah. So it's homebound.com, but specifically it's www.homebound.com/hurricane.
Now, do you think people don't know the www anymore? So you try and remind them to put that in there.
I was told to be ultra specific. So
I see. With the W's and all that.
So I was told to be very specific.
Now, you're in and out. You're distracting me.
But it's good for sales.
I know.
I personally bought a yellow shirt. I'm very excited about it.
I'm telling you, the folks that have bought the yellow shirts and those proceeds go to the employees on the beach. it's a whole mixed bag. I mean, I think people come down and they just grasp onto what has happened down there, and they're so willing to support, like yourself, and we appreciate that.
I love it.
How many homes have you done? Are you under contract yet? Or you guys kind of?
So we're still very early days in the process.
Okay.
So effectively, what we do is, we want to make sure that we're able to, when we sign a contract, we're able to give you an all-in price.
Mhm.
And so, the one thing we see in disasters or in any home building environment is that there's always change orders. There's always unexpected costs that come up. And so we want to take our time and make sure that when we sign a customer to a contract that has real dollars against it, that's an all-in price. And that unless there's some very, very unforeseen circumstance, that's the price they're going to end up paying. And so, what we're doing right now is we're developing our plans, and we should have those done in about the next month or so. But our clients are part of that process, which we're really excited about. And we've had, I think my colleagues Drew and Taylor have had calls with multiple clients to get their feedback. But once we do that, then we'll sign in an all-in price, which will include all of your pre-construction. So your soils report, your survey, things like that, all of the entire structure of the home.
Right.
The only thing that's really excluded right now is the permitting fees. And so, but everything is designed to be one price because, in these environments, there's not a ton of clarity or the transparency into the way the price is calculated. And we want to be the exact opposite of that.
Now, are you experiencing any difficulty with supply chain?
So it's funny that you asked that. So
Is it funny that I asked that, or is that a good question?
It's a very good question.
Oh, it's a very good question.
The reason it's funny is because that's actually my job at the company. So in addition,
yes, your procurement.
Yes, exactly.
Which is really hard to say.
I agree, but we can get them posted on our website, or you can reach out at the website homebound.com/Hurricane Ian, and we can send them to you via email as well.
Can I tell you that?
Wait, let him talk about the supply chain thing.
All right.
So one of the cool parts about Homebound is that we benefit from our national scale. So we are currently building 300 homes nationally, and we make relationships directly with the suppliers. So for example, Moen Faucets or KitchenAid Appliances or Dow Tile. And so what that allows us to do is manage supply chain risk. So because we have a relationship directly with the manufacturer, we're able to get access to supply that maybe other builders are not. And in addition, we source, all of our trade partners will be local, but we're able to cast a pretty wide net. So we're not, we're going to be using local Southwest Florida-based trade partners that'll come down to the beach. That we've already spoken to several of them, and they're very willing and excited to come down to the beach and be part of the rebuilding effort.
Have you ever used Brill Cream?
One more time.
Have you ever used Brill Cream?
Have I ever used Brill Cream?
Yeah.
Do you know what that is?
Hair?
Oh, well.
I don't have any hair.
I mean, I meant to say, have you heard Brill Cream?
Yes,
Not
of course.
use it. They're playing tonight at 6:30.
Oh,
did you know that?
fantastic.
What kind of music do they play?
I'm glad you got the reference though, because that's
My
been
dad
a
still
while
uses
ago.
it. Hi, Dad, if you're listening.
Somebody wanted to know what the prices are that they're looking at.
Yeah, so we're looking at around $250 to $300 a square foot, depending on which plan you choose. And keep in mind, that's, again, other than your permitting fees, and if you have something strange under the ground there, that's an all-in price. And so, we're
What would be strange under the ground that somebody might run
I will
into?
tell you, in Colorado, what we found is we had to
Because there has to be something, or you wouldn't have brought that
in
up.
Colorado, we had to dig down, and they have something called a bentonite soil, which is like a strange.
Of course,
soil.
the bentonite soil is the worst to try and work through.
shut
Man,
up.
jeez. We had bentonite soil once at one of
You
our
don't know
mansions
anything
in
about it.
Acapulco.
Yeah.
And so you never know you're going to find under the ground sometimes, but here we're fairly confident there'll be a straightforward pile.
I don't think they're going to find oil
Or-
with
that's
the clampets.
Or
but
bentonite soil. What is the time frame from contract to construction to?
So we're looking at our first starts sometime in late June, early July.
Yeah.
And we're looking at, depending on the square footage of the house, about an 8 to 9 month build. So
You see those ladies' boots right there? I mean, would you ever wear orange boots and an orange dress like that?
that is a bold statement
bold
that I do
doubt
not
about
think I
it.
could pull off.
That
but
lady is
but
wearing
yay for her.
the socks are interesting.
calf
choice, too.
high,
Yeah.
ankle, calf high, cowboy. They're not even
Well,
cowboy
they're regular
boots.
cowboy boots.
And black socks
I love
with
it.
a orange kind of
I love
sundress. And
I-
what are you guessing? 72 years old?
Oh,
she's
I
pushing-
am not doing
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
What do you
that's
think?
only
What
gonna
do you
get
That
think?
is, you're
What do you
not
think?
going
My
to
mother
win
taught
in
me
that
very early
yet.
on
Nope.
not to get into that game.
I think she's 28.
I'm going to see her on the dance floor tonight, right? Bebopping around to Brill Cream. What is
One
the?
of the things you mentioned, or one
You
of the
keep
things I
kicking me.
read, I'm sorry. One of the things I read on the website is that it seems like there's a big emphasis on advocating for the consumer and representing your clients. How is that different? We've never had the opportunity or need or whatever to build a house from the ground up. So what is different that you guys do that other builders might not do?
Yeah, so I think for us, it's several things, right? So I think first and foremost, what's different for us is in this environment is the natural disaster experience, right? This is number 6, and we've gotten better every time down the track. And I think this community will be getting the best of Homebound. I think number 1 is the experience. I think number 2 is the national footprint, right? Like I mentioned, is supply chain issues, costs are kept more competitive simply because we were able to pass on the benefits of national scale to the consumer here. I think number 3 is our technology platform. I think one of the biggest things that I've seen when customers build a home, whether it's in a natural disaster environment or not, is there's no transparency. You're not able to see what's going on with what's going on your site. You're not sure what the schedule is. You're not sure what the budget is. And I think the ability to have a platform where you can log in every day and track what's going on is really important in terms of the visibility.
Do you put a camera on the build site?
So each of our superintendents is required to post pictures of their job site every single day.
Wow.
And so that is.
I'm sorry. Did I miss that earlier?
No, you didn't.
Okay.
You didn't.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So we post pictures every day. So for some of our clients that are, second homeowners that are, going to go back to, seems to be the Midwest, and I'm partial to that because I'm from Michigan, but the Midwest for.
Is that where you went to school?
I did. Yes. I'm a diehard Michigan fan. Go Blue. But so for the clients that go back there, they can, they don't need to come back down here every week to make sure the project's going well. They're able to log into homebound.com and see what's going on their site. And in addition, we have each person will have a customer experience representative. And so, what happens is when you contract with a builder, they go build the house and they don't answer emails, they don't answer questions. And we're really trying to be a customer-centric builder. So you'll have a dedicated customer experience person that you can reach out to for any questions or comments, concerns, and we're really trying to design this around the customer and make it as pleasurable an experience for them, given the circumstances, as we can.
Have you had any unique building? I mean, besides the bentonite, which is like crazy. Have you had any other design challenges that were difficult to overcome, or?
Yeah, so I think what we saw in Colorado is there's some places have architectural requirements. So a community will say you can't have X, Y, or Z on the house. And actually, what I'm learning is here it's quite the opposite. I was joking with a friend of mine, Alex King, that I met today.
Oh, he's yes.
Yeah, so I was joking with him today on a call. He was on a call with our architecture team, and we were talking about potential exterior options. And one of our clients mentioned a house on Fairview Isles that had big flip-flops on the side. And so we are thinking about offering upgrade packages for decorative items to the outside of the home. And so we don't anticipate that being a problem here. It seems like this community really wants a unique sort of beachy,
kind of
quirky,
kitschy, kind of, yeah.
And so, we're really excited about that. It's gonna be a fun process to build for this community.
I think you're gonna be able to take this and add to your menu of options. I mean, that people are gonna love.
The 6-foot flip-flop option. I think there was one with there's a large red iguana on a house, maybe a turtle option, but no, just little things like that to preserve the vibe. I mean, that's one of the biggest things that I've been taken with since I've been here is, first of all, everybody's really incredibly friendly. I met you guys last week, and here I am sitting with you and being encouraged to drink on the radio, which is nice. But no, we've been really taken with the community and want to make sure that we do everything we can to preserve that vibe and that feeling.
All right, so give everybody the information again and get out some other stuff that you want to get out.
Yeah, so oh boy, it's dangerous to give me open mic.
Well, but, I needed a moment to put my glasses on. So
again, it's www.homebound.com / Hurricane Ian. And we, like I said, I'm local on site, and if you reach out, there's a form to fill out, and one of our colleagues will get you in touch with me, and hopefully either myself or my colleague Lindsay will come out and visit you on the site, take a look, and we can have a conversation.
Wow. You whipped that. That's our next person. You whipped that right out to the camera. Like you were like a total professional there. And this one says to me, I got to get something to take the nerves away. I'm like, yeah, for the,
Do you know how talented you have to be to sell a $50 hoodie, go to the bathroom, and still come back and be able to ask questions? You got to be able to do that.
You got a bathroom break in there too?
Bathroom break, because I can't go 15 minutes without having to go to the bathroom because I'm drinking out of our brand new cups, and they keep things nice and cold.
I'm definitely going to have to go home with one or two of those before I leave here today.
Somebody was saying that it was a great game last night with Michigan versus Iowa.
What?
Oh, am I getting heckled about Michigan
I think
over
so.
chat while I'm on
Are we talking about college basketball or something?
We are talking about college
for
basketball.
God's sake, this has deteriorated to sports talk. She has no idea about sports. So did you get everything out there that we needed to as far as, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So people know where to get in touch with you.
Yes.
They know what you have to offer, and you're going to be on the island. Where are you staying?
So right now
he's buying a house here soon.
Cool.
Right now I'm
building.
Right now I'm staying in Fort Myers, but I'm realizing more and more that I want to be on the beach. So I'm actually going to be looking at a couple of.
Are you staying in a hotel or are you
yes,
staying?
Unfortunately I am.
Oof.
But what I'm looking to do, what I'm going to move to, I think I'm going to rent a place somewhere near the beach. And so I'm close to the clients, but also close to all my favorite establishments.
Good luck. It's hard to find a place to rent.
I bet.
We are in need of we have someone who's in need of a place to rent. So it's you got to be out there looking around,
No,
it's our next guest.
Okay.
But so it's homebound.com
/ Hurricane Ian.
And it's all for new builds.
All for new builds, yes.
Yeah. This is not like rebuild. It's new build.
So
it's a rebuild, but it's a new build.
It's a new build, yes. So we specialize in ground up construction.
Do you have a lot of patience with people? Because if it was me, I can't make a decision to save my life. So if you gave me like 5 different
Judy has
options,
a question. She wants to know,
good.
have a question. Where are the locations of the sites? Is that like, I think what she's doing is she's asking where you're going to be doing the work, but.
So we are hopefully, I mean, we have all of the work all the clients that we met so far are sort of up and down, north, at every end of the island. And so we're going to be.
Does the site come with this? I don't know what that, Judy, I'm sorry, maybe got cut off. Does the site come with this? So anyway, so thank you for coming. And I'm so sorry about the confusion. We need a third wheel here or something. We need
we need to get a sales rep here for you.
No kidding. It's crazy. So thank you for coming on. Thank you for buying
so
the yellow
much for
shirt.
having me.
Good luck
Thank
on
you
the
so
island, and we'll keep pushing your information out there. So thank you.
I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me.
All right. Have a
Thank
great
you for
night.
coming
Thanks for
down.
coming out. All right, everybody. Before we get to our next guest, I can tell you we don't have yellow larges because I just went through the whole box and I couldn't find any yellow larges, but we do have these brand new hoodies that say Fort Myers Beach on the side. This is what we're going to do. He builds on your site. Sorry. Okay. Holly's taking care of you, Judy. This is going to be the keeper now where we have Fort Myers Beach on the sleeve. There's nothing on the back, those big black letters. We appreciate that you guys like these. You live and learn and you try things and you do different things. And before we get to our next guest, we try and share the information about all these folks that are working down on the beach and that you can trust and that you can work with. And one of the companies is Liberty Roofing and Construction. They're your trusted roofing company, certified to provide the industry-leading manufacturer's total system 50-year warranty, clean property guarantee, industry-leading workmanship. Receive a free assessment by calling 401 Roofing. You can talk to Patrick, 401-439-9585, 401-439-9585. Liberty Roofing. Real estate is going to be a big deal. One of the things that we've been doing on the Beach Talk Radio News newsletter and the website is posting some of the homes that get sold and some of the businesses that get sold, because that's going to be a big deal over the next few years. If you're looking for somebody to help you out with a place to purchase, maybe a home, Alex King. Everybody knows Alex King. Everybody loves Alex King and Current Coastal Realty. He's seen everywhere in Fort Myers Beach. The 50% rule, teach you about it. The building solutions, elevate or not elevate. He's got an office on the beach. Alex King lives, owns, and mingles with the people on the beach. You see his picture on our website. You see his picture in our newsletter. He's been on the show multiple times because he's given away money to organizations on the beach from his foundation. He's part of the community. Alex King is the man. Alex at currentcoastalrealty.com. If you just want to nose around, ask around, if you want to look around, if you want to kick the tires, if you want to kick the shingles, if you want to see, maybe you can buy something, maybe you can sell something. Alex King, 239-849-3663. In case you're hard of hearing, people, 239-849-3663. Alex King. He's the king. Yes, he is. We are ready for our second guest. It's a madhouse here at the Margaritas, which is on 41 in the Island Park. My wife's got to go to the bathroom. What a shocker. Public adjuster Brian Revere is joining us. Brian, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
We've come to know, this is going to be your camera. You're getting awfully close to me there. I'm sorry, I'm a little freaked out by that. But so, Brian, public adjusters have become like a big deal on Fort Myers Beach. Why?
Yes, they are.
Why?
Well, that's a great question. So the main reason is that the insurance company writes the policy. They use terms and definitions most people don't understand. They get to tell you what they're going to charge you for premiums. And then at the time of a loss, they get to decide what they owe you. It's completely unfair. A public adjuster is licensed by the Florida Department of Insurance to be an advocate for the policy holder. They are highly trained, well-educated, well-organized to be your advocate, to go against the insurance company, to make sure that they're paying the proper amount.
Now, Brian, why have insurance companies been such assholes to people on Fort Myers Beach?
Wow. Well, I'm glad you said it, not me. You know what? I see this every hurricane. I've done about 18 of them, and it's getting worse. 6 insurance companies have left the state of Florida this year. They're profit driven. The customer service has pretty much gone out the window. They are sending unqualified adjusters in to adjust these losses. And
so the insurance company is sending unqualified adjusters to the home. And what happens? They just come up with some dumbass number that doesn't make any sense?
Well, yeah. I mean, they're not bad people. They just aren't trained well. And so their idea is if they don't know, they'll just say no. They underestimate everything. They don't think outside the box. We've seen estimates come in 30% of what they actually should be. And so the advantage of a public adjuster is that you don't pay them anything until they are successful.
Right. You get a percentage of.
You get a percentage. A typical PA will charge 10%. On larger accounts, we charge substantially less than that.
What do you mean larger accounts? Like what? What would be a larger account?
For example, our main book of business is condo complexes.
Oh.
And we have about a dozen of them up and down the beach. And that rate is probably around 7% versus 10%.
Oh, okay. So the insurance company will send an adjuster to a condo and they'll try and screw them. And then the condo, how does somebody know to call? I know we've had this conversation with Mark Dorston. How does somebody know to call somebody like you?
Well, you know what? Great question. There's so much bad information out there put out by the insurance industry. They don't like public adjusters because public adjusters hold them accountable and have certain weapons in their arsenal to make them sit up in their chair and pay attention.
Like what?
Well, for example, that we will go in, we don't use subcontractors. We write our own estimates. We have our own engineers. We have our own roof consultants. We will actually document all the damage. We will use thermal imaging. We do moisture mapping. We will prepare the entire claim and then present it for payment. And at that point, kind of put them in a box.
Yeah.
They're not used to people doing that kind of detail.
So why shouldn't every single person on Fort Myers Beach call a public adjuster if there's no cost unless you get the money?
Well, not every claim probably needs a public adjuster, but in a hurricane situation, absolutely. It's been 100 days.
What's the downside to it?
You know, there really isn't one. Quite frankly, it's been 100 days. People are no further along than they were a week after the storm.
Right.
The clients that retained us early are already starting reconstruction.
They're
putting their roofs on. They're getting their HVAC units installed. They're moving down the path because they had representation.
So, what's the biggest amount you've ever gotten for somebody on the beach?
It was just north of 100 million.
On Fort Myers Beach?
Oh no, Fort Myers Beach.
Jesus
I think in my
Christ.
career.
Scared the shit out of me there.
So in Fort Myers Beach, our average claim's about 15 million.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, that you got on top of the insurance?
Well, no, those are the clients that hired us from day one. So that's dollar
Okay.
one. So you can hire a public adjuster immediately, and most of our clients did that. Or you can wait until the insurance company makes an offer and then contact a public adjuster, and they would only charge you on the overage.
Who's Taylor Revere?
He's my son and one of my estimators.
Why is he saying nice hair?
Nice hair?
Yeah, he said, wow, nice hair. Have you ever used Brill Cream before?
I have not. This is all mine.
I see.
It's very gray.
Have you ever heard the band Brill Cream?
Never.
They're playing tonight at 6:30.
Oh, what kind of music?
I've never heard them either. I'm guessing it's not rap or country. It's probably 50s
It
and
doesn't
60s.
look like a rap crowd to me.
No. It's kind of older crowd. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you see these fine ladies back here. They're freaking out that my sweatshirts are on this table because their neighbors are coming and they have the table reserved for Brill Cream. So just a
You're
little
in
dab will
trouble.
do you.
You're
Now, is Brill Cream like mousse or is it change the color of your
I
hair?
don't know.
Yeah.
I've never used it.
But they have one of the best jingles ever. It's like a jingle you could
Sounds like
never
they're
get
one
out
of
of
your
your head.
sponsors.
No, not at
No?
all. I've never even heard of this band. I just remember forever a little dab will do you. I don't know why I remember that. I can't remember if it was TV
You're
ad or
dating
radio
yourself
ad.
now.
for-
Yeah, that was
no
back
shit.
in the 60s.
It had to be. Well, maybe not the 60s, but definitely the 70s. So are people like there's a couple folks on the beach that were like, you got to have them on. You got to have them on. Like you must be helping people out on the beach.
Well, there's no shortcuts. When you start asking an insurance company to pay millions and millions of dollars, you have to do the work, right? There's no shortcuts. I've heard some unfortunate stories about some adjusters not showing up for appointments or not calling
Insurance adjusters.
Insurance adjusters just ghosting their own clients.
It's horseshit.
It's really terrible because people just need answers. They need help.
Yeah. And
And
they're going through something they've never gone through in their life.
that's the thing.
It's the first time it's ever happened. And it's torture for the people on the beach to have to go through what they're going through. And then I don't want to make them sound like victims. They're not victims, but to turn and get no help from every which way they turn. And then the insurance companies who are so happy to accept their money and accept their
Absolutely.
checks month after month after month. And then they're not there to help them. I
No.
mean, I wish everybody had our insurance company because they've been great from the beginning.
And
There are some good ones out there, and we have a good one now. We did not, when we lost our roof, it was a struggle and a fight, and I mean it was really a problem. And and then the roof went on, and now I find out that the warranty's invalidated by the storm that came up, and we had a leak, and I'm like, all right, but it's only been a couple of years.
That's right.
I don't know. Where I grew up, stuff lasted more than a couple of years. It wasn't disposable, and certainly not a roof on your house.
Yeah, absolutely. And, the truth be told, the insurance companies do want to pay the claim, but they want to pay the right amount. And so that's where the disconnect is, because they are purposely, I think, intentionally sending out adjusters that are not qualified. The person that shows up to your home or your business, they simply don't have the training. They rush them through a real quick adjusting school and put them out in the field, because they're also trained. If you don't know, say no. Right. So if
deny first, and then
deny, and then whoever comes back squawking or hires a public adjuster, then they'll deal with them. But it's unfortunate because people just want answers.
I think the other thing, not to defend insurance companies, but there are also people that not only are scammers on Facebook, which we talked about earlier, but there are people that file false claims. So they do have to do due diligence to kind of make sure that, this situation probably isn't the time to be doing that, but I'm sure people are out there.
Well, there's bad people that will do bad things all the time, but that's all the more reason to have a public adjuster, because a public adjuster is not going to lose his license over a fraudulent claim.
Right.
They're simply going to call balls and strikes. They're an advocate. They will fight for you. There's a lot of 50-50 calls about coverage. and a good public adjuster can win those battles, thus
you mean
increasing the claim.
50% rule?
No,
Okay.
meaning that maybe it's covered, maybe it's
Oh,
not,
okay.
perhaps it is, where a good PA will make those points and argue with their knowledge of the policy. So at this point in the game, over 100 days later, and I've just met some people just recently, they're no further ahead than they were a week after. They said they've had multiple adjusters, or the adjuster doesn't return their phone call. So at that point, I think it's time that you get a public adjuster on your side so they can start pushing the file, and it's immediate.
And is there a time when it's too late to get a public adjuster or no?
No.
Okay.
I mean, the sooner the better, because as the claim starts to maturing, you start running out of deadlines. Because if there comes to a point where we are simply at an impasse and you want to file a lawsuit, there are certain timelines we have to file. So I know some people hired lawyers right out of the gate. I don't really recommend that.
Well,
there's a time and a place for lawyers.
I think that's going to get a little bit more difficult now because, because the rules have changed.
Rules
as
have
far
changed.
As,
You have the recent law that just passed. Absolutely. So
can you, not that you're a lawyer, but can you shed a little light on how that's different now for folks?
Well, yeah. So lawyers are very good with arguing legal points, but they're not contractors. They don't understand construction, most of them. A lot of the lawyers actually will simply turn in their chair and hire our firm because someone still has to document the claim. Someone still has to pull the tape, write the estimates, do the thermal imaging, do the moisture mapping, do the contents inventories. You still have to make the file. And then they will take our product and then go ahead and charge 35% where,
Pam said, please ask my question. I'm going to
I'm
scroll.
sorry, Pam.
Pam, she wasn't paying attention. She
No, I
can't
don't have my
multitask.
glasses
I'm going
on.
to type back up. Let me see. All right. Can you get rental or hotel costs from flood insurance?
Well, that's Marie.
I know, but I wanted him to answer. Okay. Are slab homes on the island worth having a public adjuster?
In those cases, probably not. That'd be considered a total loss. There's not much the public adjuster could do for you at that point. Your house is gone.
Okay.
There's no debate about that. If you get pushback, if they don't offer you policy limits, then I would contact a public adjuster. But in most cases, if the house is gone, it's gone. Now, I've heard some crazy arguments where they don't consider it a total loss because the slab is still there, which is ridiculous.
So when someone has a total loss, the insurance company pays not the replacement cost, right? It's whatever
It
the.
would be the policy limit if it's a total loss.
I'm guessing that's not enough oftentimes to replace and rebuild.
Well, there are some people that are underinsured, unfortunately.
Okay.
But I've heard some crazy arguments where even though the house is gone, they don't consider it a total loss because the slab is still there.
How'd you come up with Revere, like Paul Revere? What's that all
my
about?
last name's Revere.
Do your
okay.
research, you
I know,
ding dong.
but
Do you
I'm
even
just
know what
looking-
his first name is?
It's Paul.
It's Brian.
Paul. Oh, Brian Revere. No, I have it written down.
There you go.
So,
And you know that Paul Revere never said the British are coming. You know that, right?
what did he say?
The redcoats are coming.
I see.
Because at that time,
Is that why you have the red on?
That's right.
Who was
There you
wearing
go.
the red coats?
The British.
I see. So it's really the
Because
same
at the
thing.
time, at the time, they were all British citizens or subjects.
True.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't make sense. The British are coming. It's like saying the Americans are coming.
Right.
So he said the redcoats because the redcoats were the military. Bit
Okay.
of trivia for you.
I'm gonna have to go back and reread that. What
He's
book was
not
that
so
in?
smart. So
No,
I mean,
I'm more of an American historian. Like,
that is.
That's pretty American.
yeah,
That's kind of where
Was
it all
it?
started.
I see. Now, where was Paul Revere located?
Boston.
I see. Is that before or
Boston.
after the Boston Tea Party?
That was actually after the Boston Tea Party.
I see.
Oh boy.
Boston Tea Party kind of was the catalyst that kind of started it.
Ed,
Are you related to anybody
Yes.
named Marie?
Can the adjuster come out if we
Wait a
already
minute.
had a flood adjuster?
Related to someone named Marie. My fiance's name is Marie.
Wow. Okay.
What about
there,
a Taylor?
there you
Taylor's
read-
my son.
there- yeah, he's
Okay.
totally usurped our is he
No,
in this
they're
house here?
asking-
He's here somewhere. He's
they're
typing in the
asking-
chat box.
They're asking good questions about the 50% rule, which we've had a lot of discussion about. But if you want to give a little,
Yeah, so
snippet on that.
that's not an insurance thing. That's a FEMA thing, right? So and there's been so much information out there, most of it bad,
Mm-hmm.
that I don't want to put out more bad information because
Please
it seems
don't.
to change on a weekly basis. So I'm going to defer that comment.
Okay. Good.
Okay, so there was another question. Wait, I'm trying to catch it before it goes up. Can the flood adjuster come out? Can this adjuster come out if we already had a flood adjuster and gave money?
Yes. Yeah, you can hire a public adjuster anytime during the claims process.
Yeah.
Obviously, if money's already been offered, no public adjuster should charge on that because they didn't do anything for it, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, if an insurance adjuster offered you $90,000,
Yeah.
well, then the public adjuster's contract should be for anything above $90,000.
So you can get an adjuster even if you've
Even
accepted
after.
money.
Correct. As long as you don't sign a release. If you
Well-
sign a release, the claim's closed, it's over.
Oh, geez. So how do you know what a release is? Like,
It's a legal document. You would know it's very formal. Most people don't know that. They just,
Oh, I agree.
so let's say an insurance company comes out and they write somebody a quick check.
sure.
That means they're trying to screw you, right?
Well, I don't know if I'm going to say that. Sometimes they give you quick money because people have immediate needs. Like
Because
they have
they're
to
on,
get
and they're emotional, and they just
emotional.
lost their effing
Sure,
house.
and
and-
they have to get a hotel.
Yeah.
And they have to.
Yeah.
They need food and clothing.
right.
So, but we almost do this as a free service. We actually will review your claim.
Somebody wants put your number out there. Somebody's asking
It's
for it.
my cell phone is 469.
You sure you want to give out your cell phone
Yeah,
on our show?
Okay, how
that's
about
going to
email?
be a.
Let's do
No,
email.
No, go
put
ahead. I want you to give your
number
cell
out here
phone
because
out.
I want to see if it goes off because that usually
Yeah.
happens.
Okay, my cell phone, my personal cell phone, it would go directly to me.
Oh boy, here we go.
I don't
Go
know.
ahead.
You ready?
I'm
Sure,
ready.
why not?
I mean,
you know what? And it's 469-499-3141.
Go
If you have
ahead.
a general question, I could probably just give you advice on the phone.
Where's your son? Type the phone number in the chat box there. These people
Where's
just
your
keep
cell
coming back
phone?
with money.
I think it's in the booth.
Is where?
It's in the booth. Maybe that wasn't a good idea.
No. I think it's great because I think people
You know what?
will
Because here's
call
the
and-
truth. I mean, I do take probably about a dozen of those phone calls a day. And it's not to sell them. It's just to answer a question they have
Mm-hmm.
because it's just definitions. They don't understand what's coinsurance or what's ACV or what's
What is
replacement cost,
ACV?
actual cash value. So they just want to understand or what's overhead and profit. Can I get overhead and profit if I do the work myself? They just have general questions and no one's answering it. And unfortunately, the insurance broker that sold them the policy, they're missing in action. And it's actually, I think, by design, because if insurance brokers truly knew how their clients are handled in a claim situation, they could never sell that insurance again.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the insurance broker is the first one eliminated in the process because the carriers know that if
That
you
they do.
truly saw what happens when you sell this thing, when you're really supposed to shine, brokers, I think, would just say, I can't sell this anymore.
Now, what is your background? Did you guys already touch on that? Sorry,
So,
'cause I was in
yeah,
and
no
out.
worries. I was in the military. I was in the Navy Seabees, which is the construction battalion of the military.
Oh.
Remember the John Wayne and the Fighting Seabees?
Yeah.
So I did that for 14 years. I deployed 5 times. When I got out, my first job was actually working for an insurance agency in New York. So I used to sell
Where in New
insurance.
York?
Utica.
Oh my God, I went to school in Utica.
You went to school in Utica?
I went to Syracuse University.
You went to Syracuse.
Yeah,
You're an Orangeman.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You can't tell because I have yellow on, but yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's too
Yeah.
funny.
Utica. No one's ever heard of Utica.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They're really known for the Utica Brewery,
Yep.
right? And they call it what's the pizza with that cold pizza?
Oh.
Pizza pie. Pizza pie?
We're talking about Utica, New York. He's from there. He's not from there, but wow.
Yeah. So you're an Orangeman. That's yeah.
There you go.
So then
All right, so where are we? Did we
Where
answer
he's
all the
given his
questions?
history.
so then
Okay.
after sold insurance for a number of years, the 9/11 happened. I was activated, sent overseas.
Oh,
When I
where'd you
came
go?
back, my insurance agency was gone because I wasn't here to service it. And then I just concentrated on being a public adjuster full time. Never looked
When
back.
you went overseas, where did you go?
So the number of times,
Yeah.
the last time was actually in Bulgaria, of all places,
Hmm.
because Bulgaria was trying to get into NATO, and they had to do a joint exercise and they have to demonstrate you can play well with others. So we did an operation called Cornerstone, where Bulgaria, Macedonia, Albania, Turkey, Greece all sent 30 of their special guys, and they dropped me and 12 other guys in Bulgaria, and we lived in tents for a year.
Wow.
What is the landscape of Bulgaria? What's the
barren.
geography there?
Well, Sofia is a beautiful Gothic city in Bulgaria, right? But we didn't stay there. They put us in the middle of nowhere because we were doing the training we were doing. But that was a year. A lot of good stories and a lot of bad stories, but it was a.
Did they make it into NATO? I don't even know.
Yeah, Bulgaria got into NATO
because they could play well with it.
And then once that domino fell, others kind of came in after that.
Gotcha. Wow.
Does cashing the check close your claim? That's a good question.
No, it doesn't. But what I do tell my clients, when you do get a partial payment, when you on the bottom left part of the check, just write partial payment and deposit it. But even if you forgot to do that, even if you didn't do that, doesn't mean the claim is settled, right? Now, in the insurance company's mind, it may be because you cashed the check, but legally, no, we can go back and file supplements.
Inga says her grandfather was a World War II CB vet.
Bingo. I was in Battalion 5 out of Port Hueneme, California.
Did you kill anybody? Have you killed people? Have you killed
always
people?
ask that question.
Have you ever killed anyone?
No, he's about to right now. And it would be
a bad guy? Have you ever killed a bad guy?
No comment.
Oh, man. All right.
People are thanking you for your service.
Pizza pie.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so.
So if you were in the Navy.
Yes, ma'am.
How long were you did you have to be on a ship?
No. So the Seabees don't go on ships. The Seabees and the Marines deploy together.
Oh,
because I
know about
and there's been a lot of, we're stepbrothers and to each other. Before they can go fight a bad guy, someone's got to build the bridge so you can go fight the bad guy. And that's what the Seabees do.
So let me ask you a question.
I feel like they always put the Marines in first. Do they always do that?
Not always. Typically, it's usually the special forces go in first, along with the secret CIA first. Yeah. And then, of course, your Rangers, Marines.
So let me ask you a serious question.
This means it's not going to be
the military, the United States military, baddest asses on the planet for sure. They could build a bridge in how many days? Like if in the middle of nowhere, they could build a bridge in how many days?
Oh, sometimes we can do in less than a day.
All right, less than a day.
It's a temporary bridge. Okay. It's not a permanent.
Right. All right. We're not talking about. All right.
Yeah.
We're talking about the United States of America that can build a bridge in 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yet the United States of America can't get postal service to Fort Myers Beach in 100 days.
I know that's a whole different conversation, right? But you're right.
How does that make any sense?
It doesn't make any sense.
Put the military in charge of the post office. They'll walk right up to your house and say,
"Hey, you know what?
Here's your fucking mail."
I'll tell you what.
Right? Take it.
When you become president, one of the rules you should pass, you should make it mandatory that every person spend 2 years overseas.
I agree.
And when they come back, they'll never badmouth the United States.
No. We got too many sissies in this country. Too many
We've
people
very
that
soft.
want
handouts.
handouts.
Too political, but
no, that's not political. That's just the facts on the ground. That's just the way it is.
I don't know how. Well, I think I know where it started. It started in the universities.
Okay, you're getting political now. So
I'm just saying.
But seriously,
I fought for the right to have an opinion.
The United States of America can build a bridge in a foreign country, in a foreign land, in 24 hours. Yet these assholes
Judy's
in Washington
reminding you're getting off the subject.
Well, they want their mail, and they're probably going to get their mail next week, but 110 days after. But you're right. We digress.
Is it going to come by Pony Express or an actual?
How can people reach you and call you and get them? Is that a Super Bowl ring you're wearing there? What is that?
No, it's a Navy.
Okay. Now, what did you have to do to earn that ring? Because they don't just pass them out.
Just had to buy it.
You're a liar. That's a lie. That's 100% lie.
So my email address, if you have a pen, is Brian.
I'm sure your son's going to type it in there. He's everywhere.
I spell it the proper way. BRIAN at Revere, PA. REVEREPA.com.
That's a good last name. That's a solid last name.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. It was very fun.
Thank
I
you.
enjoyed
Yeah,
that very
yeah.
much.
You know what? We're 2 for 2 with
Yeah,
the guests saying how
I
much
know.
fun it is.
Yeah.
It was fun.
And
Yeah.
we wish
Despite
we don't
your
usually
commentary.
go strict on the time, but they do have bands here. Usually
Yeah.
we go
Oh,
on.
yeah.
We've done 2-hour shows, 2.5-hour shows,
believe you.
but not when there's a band getting ready
Are
to
you going
play.
to be dancing later?
No, I will not be dancing. I'm
Nobody
usually
wants to see
asleep
that.
by 8:00. So thank you so much for coming
I
on. Good
appreciate
luck
you.
on the
Thank you very
beach.
much.
Thank you for
so
helping
much.
people out on the
You know,
beach.
I-
Thank
and
you.
honestly, if you have a question, just give me a call. It's free advice.
Paul Revere, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you
Not
for coming
Paul,
on.
But Brian.
Brian, thank you, Brian. All right, and I want to thank. I think it was Michelle that recommended that we call him, and I appreciate that. That was
Both
a
the
great
guests,
interview.
I
Great interview.
really like both the
I
guests.
kind of felt like tonight that we rushed through the interviews, even though there's great
Oh, I don't
information,
think so.
and that it's been crazy. We have to talk our daughter into coming to
know.
the show and being. I'll pay her to collect money from people because people have been so great. You know what we sold the most of tonight? The cups. The people love the cups. And they're $20. People are buying them for $20.
Oh, good. I was right.
What do you mean you were right?
I didn't know how much they were.
Oh, we got to get her on. We got to get her on. Yeah, come on down. Now,
You're like flicking
sorry,
water
it's
on
just
me.
water. This is the lady that we were talking about before.
Well, come on over.
Yeah, I'll fix the camera. Yeah, get up nice and close to that
Yeah,
to
you
that
gotta
microphone.
get
To that
really close to the
microphone.
microphone.
Now, we were just talking about.
We're gonna
Yeah,
get to
yeah.
it. We
Hey,
are
we're-
gonna
hey,
get
we're
to
running
it.
this show, Jack. You sit down and drink a beer. I know what I'm doing here. Now you get nice and close to the microphone. Don't get nervous now because you're over there. You were being.
My voice is really going to jump.
It is.
I have a very loud voice.
Oh, you
Oh,
can't.
that's all
We can
right.
hardly hear you now, so you don't worry about it. I got control.
So tell us your name.
Cindy Bennett.
Cindy Bennett.
Cindy Bennett. That's a nice solid name. And Cindy, what brings you out tonight?
Dancing.
Oh, are you gonna cut a rug or
Oh, yeah.
a floor?
Oh, yeah.
Cindy.
Now, where did you get those super fancy, super fantastic orange cowboy boots?
They came in the mail yesterday.
No
Just
way.
like randomly?
I have a friend in Michigan that sends them to me, and I get boots every day. I have 52 pair of boots.
Shut the phone down. You
You
have
ha-
50 pair of boots. How do you
52.
how do you know? Do you wear one different pair every day?
I have little canisters that I put 4 pairs of boots in, and they're stored that way on my dresser. It's marked, so I know exactly what's in each one, and I have dresses to match all of them.
Okay.
So how do you store them again? They're in boxes or?
No, it's a nylon bag that I get from
Okay.
Amazon that zips, and I can put 4 pairs of boots in each one,
And it
And-
keeps them all safe and
clean and
like a
Like-
wine cellar, like a special wine closet. You got to keep the boots in a special container.
well,
With the
being
humidity down here.
being in Florida, you have to have a place to put your boots.
Now they're real boots. Like they're made
yes,
out of
they
snake.
are. They're expensive boots.
What does that pair of boots cost?
About this pair here costs about $250, but I have some that cost almost $1,000.
And you have 52 pair of boots.
Yes, sir.
What the hell do you do for a living?
What is your? No, it's her friend.
You don't pay
Somebody's
for any of them.
selling
I don't pay
sending
for
them to
any
her.
of them.
Some dude is sending you boots.
My friend has a resale shop, and she has 5 sisters, and all of them have girls and daughter-in-laws, and they buy stuff from businesses that have gone out of business or semis that have jackknifed, and then they go through the trailers, and whatever fits me, they send me the stuff.
So you
I get-
haven't paid for any of the boots.
I don't pay for nothing, and then at the end of the year, they use me as a tax write-off.
No, Sherlock. So what do you if you
That's
actually
awesome.
if you happen to get a 53rd pair, which one? How do you choose which pair to throw out?
I have dresses to go with every single pair.
Okay,
So
where
now,
do
do you buy your own dresses?
Yes, I
And
buy
where do you get your dresses from?
Walmart, Beals, Beals Outlet,
Oh yes.
TJ Maxx,
so what did that dress cost you?
$14.99.
So your full outfit here is $14.99.
That's what I paid for my dress.
Yes.
Yes.
What kind of dancing are you gonna do tonight?
My husband and I dance swing. We jitterbug.
Oh, I definitely used to do the. I used to do the jitterbug with my mom all the time.
You
That
lie.
one I know.
You're a liar.
No, my mom's gonna pop right on there and tell you.
You
she
did the
taught me-
jitterbug.
Yes, she taught me the
So
jitterbug.
Brill Cream is the band tonight.
They're great.
Yeah. So what are some of the songs they're going to be playing?
I I don't know the name of songs, but they got good beats. They got good swing music, good 50s music.
You sound like you just answered a question on American Bandstand. Like, what do you like about Brill Cream? You said it's got good beats.
The beats, the movement.
Yeah.
They get the crowd going.
Do you remember who hosted American Bandstand?
No, I don't.
You don't remember
Dick
that.
Clark.
There you go.
There you
3
go.
bells for Cindy. Where are you from, Cindy?
I was just
Michigan, but
No,
we've
where
been residents down here for 4 years.
Where at? Fort Myers?
Fort Myers.
Wow.
What
How'd you
did
find?
you do? What did you
Yeah.
do?
What's your living?
Before I retired, I worked
Yeah.
for the state of Michigan, liquor control, and I retired with 36 years.
What does liquor control do?
Controls the
Do
liquor,
all
dear.
the licensing for the state of Michigan. We handled all the court cases for anybody that had violations, which that's what I did. I had to prepare the files for the courts, and I did that for 36 years, and I retired in 2010.
Now in Michigan, is it where you have to go to a state-sponsored place to get liquor, or is it everywhere?
You can get liquor everywhere, but your license is only through the state of Michigan. If you
Those things are expensive too,
Yes.
right? Okay.
and if you get violations or penalties against your liquor license, your license can be pulled.
What's
So-
the worst penalty somebody got?
Oh,
You don't
it's-
have to say names or businesses, but
I can't say. There's
are you like sworn to secrecy, or you just can't say because you
just
don't
can't
remember?
say. Just-
Okay.
Cindy,
I've been retired since 2010.
what did you think of the plot to kidnap the Michigan governor? Do you think she should have been kidnapped, or you think that was crazy?
I don't care for.
I see.
Oh.
I see. You're on our team then, right? You're
There you go.
from. Well, you live in a red
You
state.
didn't have
so-
anything to do with it.
Oh
no.
no.
So the people out there that are watching the show say they have to see the boots. So you either have to take the boot off.
Can't
No,
take
no,
it
no.
off.
Why can't you take it off?
No.
I'll take it off.
I will get it back
What are you
on.
like Cinderella?
You lay
in
on the
here?
ground and I'll pull it off.
Oh my
I'm
Oh,
kidding.
mercy.
Mercy. All right, all right. Kim's gonna move the camera so you guys can see the boots. Oh, that's perfect right there. Look at that. Now that's some shit kicker right there. Somebody gets close to you that you don't like, you can ram that thing right up there behind. And there you go. What do you think that pair costs?
250.
$250. Sorry, you said that earlier and I completely forgot. So, wow. Well, you definitely stand out brightly in this crowd tonight, Cindy.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for coming on and being a great guest.
Yeah, thank you
you.
so much.
And if I had a pair of boots, I would give them to you as a parting gift.
Okay. Everybody
He's
wants.
got a size 12 shoe though,
12 and a
foot,
half.
so it wouldn't fit you.
No.
But
Well, everybody wants my boots.
I
Everybody.
can imagine. Somebody,
I have pictures on my phone of all my boots.
You do.
do you name them? Did you
No.
name them? Oh, okay.
Dear, come on.
Okay.
What kind of question is
We
that?
don't want to get too
So
crazy.
silly.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and putting up with his dumb questions.
Oh, thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
on. Cindy,
Have a great
everybody,
evening.
with
Cindy,
the orange
everybody.
boots.
Thank you so much.
And I know I had to read one more ad before we go, but I forgot which one it is.
You can't. That's just amazing to have somebody who loves something so much and wears it well and is able to talk about it and not get nervous and just come right out here and have a good time. So we appreciate her coming on last minute to fill in for you.
Whoever our third advertiser was tonight, I apologize. I forgot who it is, but we'll make it up. We'll make it good. So tonight was fun, dear. Tonight was a little crazy.
It was a good group.
Yeah. We had a
It's a
ton
good
of people buying gear.
One of the I don't remember
I
who it
sold
was.
more
One
cups than anything.
Listen, one of the guests said, "Are all of these people here to see you?" And I was
I
like,
hope you said yes.
Not
Nah.
exactly, but
You know, the thing that was cool.
all of the people there, their people there are here to
I-
see them.
I want to say thank you to the folks that are from like the Island Park area who also got hit hard
Oh yes,
from the storm. When I first got here, they were buying shirts and they were buying hats and they were buying cups just to support the show
She
and
just
support what we're
told you
doing.
to shut up.
And hi, do you want to come on the show? Oh,
We're from Chicago, and I think I'm the one that's always saying, go visit Fairview Isles. We're from Fairview Isles. And I thank you so much for letting us know what's going on the island.
Well, you are
You know.
very welcome. Now pull
you.
that back. Pull that back because we don't want any of that.
thank you. Thank
We
you so
appreciate-
much. Uh-oh. Fort Myers
Oh,
Beach
I
strong.
love
Thank
that.
you. Okay, we're getting ready to sign off, so we'll come over and take care of that. So
Yes.
thank you.
And thank you for
Thank
coming
you.
over and
Thank you.
saying that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. And that's
I
what it's been
can't.
all about.
I
that
mean,
people just come over and they start crying. And it's just stop saying thank you. I don't know how many times I try and say that, but you keep saying thank you and you keep buying coffees, which we appreciate, and you keep buying gear and you keep saying thank you. And like I've said 1,000 times, I try and go back to like September 29th and October, November, just to remember those nights that we did the show every night and getting the information out there. And I can't remember any of it. It's just a complete blur of that whole time. The thing I remember the most is being on the other side of the bridge and watching the people come over the bridge for the first time after that debacle in the bus area where they were trying to get people over separately. And then they were all coming over and just watching them one after another crying that they've got to see their beach for the first time. It wasn't their house or anything. It was just the destruction of what the storm did to Times Square and the Whale and the Shamrock and the Sea Gypsy and everything. And they were just in shock. And it was almost like every single one of them knew what the yellow shirt meant already because we had been communicating for so long and trying to get information out. And that's the one thing that I remember the most, not so much the shows or the information, which is why it's so perplexing when people thank us. It just doesn't compute. But I'm not trying to poo-poo it. I'm not trying to poo-poo it.
Those are moments you won't forget coming over the bridge for the first time or the second or the third and seeing houses and no roads and roofs in the middle of the road and boats. Remember the boats in the middle of the road?
First time going to Buttonwood, I remember turning down that road and everybody was honking the horn because the boats were blocking the road on Buttonwood. And it's like, hey, get the boat out of the way. It's like, but then up on San Carlos, all those boats everywhere in the mangroves. And you look at that.
Yep.
If you compare the mail service, which I love to pick on the government, to San Carlos and the amount of debris they removed from San Carlos, whether it was the county or whoever removed those boats from the mangroves, I can't imagine that removing a boat that size is an easy task. If you go down San Carlos now to the bridge, it's clean, it's clear. Even the railings are up. You know those railings where people would come around the curve too fast and they'd crash into the and they'd be in the drink and Alana from Beach Pottery would say to us, "There's another one in the water. There's another one in the sidewalk." All the railings are fixed, and so you can see that progress is being made. Somebody before the show said, "How's it going down there?" And you say, "It's going slow." I mean, it's going slow. Everything has been knocked down. Everything's been destroyed. Some people are moving faster than others, but it's slow. It's going to be slow.
The beach is coming back. And I was reminded of that today when someone I work with came up to me. It's someone who takes their daughter to the beach often. She's young, three, I think, and had been telling her daughter the beach isn't well, and took her back to the beach the other day. And the little girl got to the beach and was like, oh, "Mommy, the beach is all better." And they were just overwhelmed to be able to be back on the beach, be able to have their child sit, play in the sand, and enjoy being outside.
Yeah, and people are coming to Fort Myers Beach.
Yeah.
I'm glad that the town is charging for parking. I'm glad that Tom at La Ola is going to have his containers up, and Wahoo Willie's is open, and Snug is going to open soon. And, it's little things like that. The Root Shrimp has their containers open, and Yo Taco is open, and Diamond Head has their restaurant open. And so, little things like that are nice to see and fun to see. And the people are coming to the beach, and whether they want them down there or not, people want to just sit on the beach and they want to just forget their problems. They want to forget whatever's going on, and they just want to look out. Now, they might not want to look back, but they want to look out and they want to look across the water. And we're getting a look at holy Christmas.
Cindy's back.
Cindy's showing us
with
all
a
of her
picture
boots.
of her boots.
I see.
Of her many boots.
How many pair you got there? Oh, you got different.
52.
52 total.
One for every week.
Very nice.
I'm gonna have to come to
I
your
like the
house
blue
and
pair.
grab
When are you going to wear that really blue pair?
the electric blue pair.
Maybe next time.
Okay, now
All
if
right.
I got you a pair of Beach Talk radio boots in baby blue
Cindy, that
or
will not
yellow,
happen.
what do
We
you
don't
think? You
have
got a
them.
dress that can match yellow?
Oh yeah.
You
Oh,
like
yeah.
yellow?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm going to work on that. Boots, yellow boots. Okay, everybody's coming up with their phones. We're going to have to get off the show here.
Yeah, we
so
gotta
thank
get
you
off
guys.
and
Thank
let
you.
these guys play.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Okay, somebody, a great story about
Well,
the beach.
thank you
So we're
so
getting
much.
ready to sign off. I'll get it from you before you start. So, dear, can you go ahead? You keep talking, dear. I'm gonna write it down.
as far as a good hotel off the beach, I have not stayed in many. So maybe the Yellow Army can chime in there on good hotels that they have found off the beach, because that I'm not aware of.
Yes, you can stay at the Harbor House on
Off
the beach.
they
By the
were
way,
asking, but
on the beach, it's Harbor House. The Pink Shell, I think, has
yeah,
rooms, and
Leanne's
so
got
does
stuff.
the Lighthouse. Also has rooms. So,
I know, but I unless I read it wrong, I thought they said off the beach.
well, yeah. I mean, I don't know anything about off the
But
beach.
maybe they think they can't stay on the beach, and you can stay on the beach.
Yeah. Thank you
'Cause they are
guys.
up and running.
We got to get out of the way here
Yeah.
because Brill Cream is going to do a little dabby thing
And
here.
Cindy is going to do a dance.
We're staying to watch that. Tomorrow morning, we'll be at Wahoo Willie starting at 10 o'clock. So if you want a hoodie,
10.
I'll be there at 10.
Oh,
If you want a cup, or if you just want to chat, if you want a Yellow Army shirt, whatever. Otherwise, we'll see you Sunday at the beach cleanup. We'll have the yellow shirts if you want
At
them.
10?
Please, it's 9 o'clock on Sunday. We'll see you at 9 o'clock on Sunday. Thank you all for everything. Bye-bye.